Welcome to the deep dive. Um, Buying gym equipment it's a lot like buying a new car
Oh, yeah, for sure.
because you start by staring at the spec sheet. And the spec sheet tells you what the machine is, I don't know, theoretically capable of doing. Like it tells you the horsepower of the motor or the top speed of the belt.
Right.
Or like, all those fancy touchscreen features that can simulate a run through the Swiss Alps or whatever.
Right, exactly. The flashy stuff.
Yeah, the flashy stuff. But let's be honest, the spec sheet is mostly just marketing. If you want to know how much the engineers actually trust their own handiwork, you don't look at the marketing materials. You have
Yeah.
to look at the warranty.
It's the ultimate reality check, really. I mean, a warranty isn't a promise, it's a financial document.
A financial document.
Exactly. It is the exact mathematical intersection of a company's engineering confidence and, their tolerance for financial risk. They're literally telling you exactly when they expect that machine to fail.
Which is wild when you think about it like that. And that is why today's mission is to basically act as your personal forensic accountants.
I love that.
Yeah, we are decoding the fine print of two absolute titans of the fitness industry. We're going on a deep dive into the official, updated manufacturer warranty documents, and these are valid as of April 1st, 2026, for Life Fitness and Concept 2.
Right.
We're going to figure out what these documents tell us about how these machines are really built, and I mean, more importantly, how understanding these hidden rules can save you, the listener, from accidentally voiding a massive investment for your home or commercial gym.
And it is a brilliant comparison to make right now because you have two completely opposing corporate philosophies on display in these 2026 documents.
Yep.
On one side, you have Concept 2,
Hmm.
which is a company famous for this incredibly focused, specialized line of what we call ergometers.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, you have Life Fitness, which is just this sprawling global giant. I mean, they manufacture everything from consumer treadmills for your living room all the way up to massive heavy-duty strength equipment for professional athletic facilities.
It's like night and day. And I want to jump straight into Concept 2 because I was looking over their document, and their approach is almost shocking in its brevity. Like, it's so short.
It really is.
But before we get into the actual numbers, you just use the term ergometer for someone just trying to buy, a rowing machine for their garage. What actually makes something an ergometer versus just a standard piece of cardio equipment?
Yeah, that's a crucial distinction. So ergo means work, and meter means measure.
Okay.
So ergometer is specifically designed to measure the exact amount of physical work the user is performing, usually in watts. It's not just, spinning a wheel to get your heart rate up.
Right. It's not just a treadmill belt moving under you.
Exactly. It's providing calibrated, standardized data. That's why professional rowers use them to test athletes. The machine is essentially a scientific instrument wrapped in a piece of exercise equipment.
Okay, so they are building these highly calibrated scientific instruments. But when you look at their warranty, they are applying this wild philosophy of simplicity.
Very simple.
Right. According to the document, if you buy a Concept 2 row erg, a ski erg, or a bike erg, you get a standardized limited 2-year and 5-year warranty from the date of purchase.
That's it.
Yeah, 2 years for the moving parts, 5 years for the frame. Period. Even their Dreisagacker racing oars are covered under a limited 2-year warranty.
What's fascinating here is Concept 2's sweeping, egalitarian approach to their users.
How so?
Well, if you read the text, they do not differentiate between environments.
Hmm.
You could put a row erg in a high-traffic, chalk-dusted CrossFit box where it's being just aggressively pulled by 50 different athletes a day.
Right, taking a total beating.
Exactly. Or you could put it in a quiet, climate-controlled suburban basement where it gets used for maybe 20 minutes twice a week. The 2- and 5-year rule applies broadly to their ergs, regardless of the zip code or the foot traffic.
Okay, let's unpack this for a second.
Yeah.
Because to a consumer, that sounds incredibly convenient. There's no hidden fine print about where I install it.
Right.
But from a business perspective, I have to ask, is that actually a sign of supreme confidence in their engineering? Or is it just a way for their back office to save money on administrative paperwork?
Well, it's a bit of both.
Because honestly, if I'm spending over $1,000 on a machine, is a 2 to 5-year warranty actually long enough? It sounds a bit short for a major investment.
It's a very fair skepticism to have. And the answer really lies in the mechanics of how these specific machines work. Concept 2 machines are notoriously robust because they rely on an air resistance flywheel.
Okay.
Think about what that actually is mechanically. It's a fan inside a cage.
Hmm.
When you pull the handle, you spin the fan. The resistance is just the fan blades pushing against the ambient air.
So there are very few physical contact points creating friction, like nothing is rubbing against anything else.
Precisely. Unlike a motorized treadmill with a heavy belt scraping across a deck, or say a bike with a magnetic brake pad clamping down on a steel wheel, the air flywheel is mechanically simple.
Right.
There's a chain, a sprocket, and some bearings, sure, but the core resistance mechanism isn't grinding against anything but air. So Concept 2 has the engineering confidence that the steel or aluminum frame will easily last at least 5 years, even under the brutal torque of a commercial setting.
And what about the paperwork aspect of it? Because not checking up on where it's used has to save them time.
Oh, absolutely. That's the operational efficiency side. Uniformly processing claims without having to dispatch a field investigator to figure out if the machine lives in a commercial gym or a private basement, that saves them a massive amount of overhead.
Oh, I bet.
They are basically betting that if a manufacturing defect exists, say, I don't know, a bad weld on the frame,
Yeah.
it will reveal itself well within that 5-year window. After that, you are dealing with normal wear and tear. Their philosophy is basically, we built it simply, parts are cheap and easy for the user to swap out with a screwdriver, so we just don't need a convoluted warranty structure.
That makes a lot of sense when you explain the lack of friction. They're essentially saying, we remove the most common points of failure so we don't need to overcomplicate the guarantee.
Exactly.
But that brings us to Life Fitness. And this is where my head really started spinning. Because if Concept 2 is a local burger joint with a fixed 3-item menu, the Life Fitness cardio warranty table is an encyclopedia.
Oh, it's dense.
Yeah, they don't just have one warranty, they chop the machine up into tiny zones, and the coverage depends on the exact model, the specific part that breaks, and literally the room you put the machine in.
Is the ultimate labyrinth of categorization. Life Fitness operates with a highly segmented, highly risk-adjusted matrix. They have to, because they are dealing with motorized, highly complex equipment.
So let's walk through this matrix, starting with their commercial cardio line. And these are the heavy-duty treadmills, ellipticals, and bikes, like their Aspire, Integrity, Symbio, and Atmos lines.
Right.
As of April 2026, for commercial settings, they offer 7 years on the frame and motor, 3 years on parts and labor, and a very brief 6 months on cosmetic items.
Which contextually is a very strong commercial warranty.
7 years on a treadmill motor that might be pulling a 250-pound user at 10 miles an hour, that is significant.
It is, but you mentioned the Atmos line in that list earlier. Did you catch the specific environmental exception they carved out for that one?
I did, and I honestly had to read it twice, because the document specifically notes that the warranty for Atmos products is completely void if the machine is installed in a health club or any dues-based commercial facility.
Yeah.
Wait, why would a commercial equipment company void the warranty on a commercial machine just because it's in a gym where people pay a monthly fee? A commercial space is a commercial space, isn't it?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, it comes down to the sheer volume of wear and tear, and really the psychology of a dues-paying member.
The psychology.
Yeah, think of it like car insurance. Insuring a 40-year-old driving a minivan to the grocery store is very different than insuring a teenager with a turbocharged sports car. The statistical probability of a crash goes through the roof.
Oh, okay. So the environment dictates the risk.
Exactly. A hotel gym or a corporate wellness center, which are considered commercial spaces but not dues-based.
Right.
They might see a treadmill used for maybe 2 or 3 hours a day by casual guests.
Just someone down for a quick jog.
Exactly. But a dues-based health club, that's a facility where a treadmill might be running continuously for 14 hours a day. And the psychology matters. When people pay a monthly premium for a gym, they treat the equipment harder.
Oh, for sure. They want their money's worth.
Yeah, they sweat aggressively on the consoles, they stomp on the belts, they spill sticky pre-workout drinks into the electronics.
I've definitely seen that.
Right, so the Atmos line is likely designed with premium aesthetic features meant for a luxury hospitality environment. It is not ruggedized for the relentless, continuous punishment of a 24-hour commercial mega gym. So Life Fitness uses the warranty to forcefully dictate where the product lives.
Wow, so they're using the warranty as a bouncer, like you're not allowed in this club. That is wild. Okay, so that's the commercial side. Let's pivot to the consumer side, the home equipment, because this is where the rules flip completely upside down.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Take the Symbio home treadmill. For this one, Life Fitness offers 10 years on parts, 3 years on labor and the console, and 6 months cosmetic. But then they offer a lifetime warranty on the motor and frame. Lifetime.
It's a massive psychological jump from the 7-year commercial frame warranty, isn't it? I mean, lifetime implies immortality.
Yeah.
It does. But here is what I'm calling the golden rule of placement. If you buy that Symbio home treadmill, which comes with that immortal lifetime frame warranty, and you decide to put it in a commercial setting, even a quiet corporate wellness center, your warranty is immediately voided. Gone.
Because the motor and frame on a consumer unit, no matter how premium, are engineered for the duty cycle of a single household, not the continuous multi-user stress of a commercial floor.
Right.
The thermal limits of the motor would be exceeded entirely too fast.
I understand that. Like, you shouldn't put a home treadmill in a busy gym.
Right.
But here is the flip side that I found completely counterintuitive. Let's say you do the reverse.
Okay.
If you buy a new commercial unit, like one of those heavy-duty integrity treadmills meant for a dues-based gym, and you put it in your private residence, the warranty document explicitly states that the unit is now covered by the consumer warranty length.
Yep. Which means that 7-year commercial frame warranty suddenly magically transforms into a lifetime consumer frame warranty purely because it crossed the threshold of your front door.
But how does that make any sense? It's the exact same steel, the exact same welds. The physical object hasn't changed at all, but the paperwork suddenly extends to infinity based entirely on the zip code.
It perfectly illustrates that warranties are not just engineering documents. They are actuarial tables.
Wow.
Yeah, Life Fitness ran the math and realized that a single family using a commercial-grade treadmill will never, ever push that steel to its structural breaking point in a single human lifetime.
Right, because it's built for hundreds of people a day.
Exactly. The machine didn't get stronger on the drive to your house. The risk profile simply dropped to near zero. So they can safely offer a lifetime warranty as a marketing tool, knowing full well you will never wear out a commercial motor by jogging on it for an hour a day in your basement.
Which is a fantastic piece of consumer advice for our listeners. If you're building a home gym and you have the budget, putting a commercial machine in your house is basically buying an over-engineered tank with a lifetime guarantee.
Yes, but beware the secondary market. Because if you buy a used commercial machine on Facebook Marketplace, warranties rarely transfer to the second owner.
Oh, that's a very good point. Always check the fine print.
Definitely.
Now, here's where it gets really interesting. We've looked at their different philosophies in isolation. But what happens when water and tech introduce massive variables for failure and these two companies compete directly? Let's do a great rower showdown.
Oh, I like this.
Yeah, same exact category of machine, the indoor rower, but two completely different ways of backing it up.
It is the perfect side-by-side comparison of engineering philosophy.
So we already covered the Concept 2 rower. It gives you that standard, limited 2-year on parts and 5-year on the frame. Very clean. But now look at the Life Fitness Row HX. It gives you 5 years on the frame, which matches Concept 2.
Right.
But then it itemizes everything else. You get 3 years on the tank and seal, 2 years mechanical, 1 year labor.
And if we look at their heat rower for the consumer market, it is 3 years on the frame, 2 years mechanical, and 1 year labor. While the commercial group cardio heat rower is 5 years on the frame, 3 years mechanical, and 1 year for electrical and labor.
Okay, I'm stuck on the Row HX, though. Why the hyper-specificity? Why does it get 5 years for the frame, but they specifically carve out the tank and seal for exactly 3 years?
It's a great question.
Because Concept 2 didn't feel the need to carve out their air flywheel and say, oh, the fan blades only get 3 years. Why is Life Fitness treating this one component like a ticking time bomb?
This comes entirely down to the physics of wear and tear and the differing technologies of the machines. The Life Fitness Row HX is a water rower.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it literally has a polycarbonate tank filled with water that a paddle spins through to create resistance.
Right, which feels great when you're using it. It has that nice whooshing sound.
It provides a fantastic user experience. But from an engineering standpoint, water brings a whole new set of physical nightmares.
Like what?
Well, you are now dealing with hydrostatic pressure. Every time you pull the handle, you are violently churning water, which exerts pressure against the seams of the tank. And more importantly, you are relying on rubber or silicone seals to keep that water inside the tank and off of your floor.
Oh, man, and rubber degrades.
Rapidly compared to steel. Water seals are constantly exposed to moisture on one side and dry air on the other. If the user doesn't treat the water with purification tablets, you get mineral buildup or algae, which attacks the integrity of the seal.
That makes total sense.
And over time, regardless of how well it's made, silicone dries out, compresses, and forms microscopic tears. Life fitness engineers have failure curves that show exactly when a water seal begins to reliably degrade.
So they know the exact timeline.
Yes. So instead of bundling it into a generic parts category that might leave them financially exposed in year 4, they isolate the risk. They are mathematically stating that the seal is highly likely to survive past year 2, but they absolutely will not bet money that it survives year 4 without needing replacement.
Wow.
Whereas concept 2 bundles their risk because air and a plastic fan blade just don't degrade.
Huh.
Life Fitness itemizes their risk because a water tank is a highly volatile component.
That is a massive aha moment for me. The warranty isn't just arbitrary. It's a map of the machine's weakest physical links.
Exactly.
Okay, so water and electricity introduce huge variables for failure. But what happens when you strip all the tech away? Like no touchscreens, no water tanks, no motors. What happens when it's just pure, dumb iron being slammed by human beings?
Well, this is my favorite part.
Let's move to a category where Concept 2 doesn't even compete, but where Life Fitness is an absolute monster. Let's talk heavy metal, Life Fitness, and hammer strength equipment.
This is where we see the actuarial tables really get tested.
Yeah.
Because now we are looking at what happens when human biomechanics interact with hundreds of pounds of moving iron.
Yeah, the warranty breakdown for general strength equipment is fascinating. According to the document, you get 10 years on the frame, 5 years on the block, the pulley, the weight plates, and the guide rods. 2 years for electrical if it has a rep counter, 1 year on hardware and mechanical components, which they strictly define as grips, cables, transmission belts, bearings, and springs.
Right.
And then just 3 months for upholstery and cosmetic items.
The drop-off from 10 years to 3 months is quite the cliff.
I have to push back on this, though. Only 3 months on a bench pad. I mean, if I'm outfitting a gym and I pay $3,000 to $5,000 for a high-end commercial leg press, shouldn't the seat last longer than a single season of television? 3 months feels like they're completely dodging responsibility for their own materials.
I understand why it feels that way to a buyer. But this raises an important question about the fundamental purpose of a warranty. Is a warranty there to cover the natural, inevitable degradation of a product? Or is it there exclusively to cover a flaw in the manufacturing process?
Well, I suppose it's meant to protect me if they build it poorly, like if it's defective.
Exactly. Life Fitness specifically defines wear parts across all their lines. And that's pedal straps, seats, grips, walking belts, decks, power cords, and headphone jacks.
Okay.
The degradation of these parts is a feature of their use, not a flaw in their creation. Think about a gym bench. The manufacturer does exactly what gym goers do to upholstery.
Sweat on it.
Yeah, they sweat aggressively onto it, leaving salt and acidic oils on the vinyl. They drop heavy, knurled dumbbells on the edges, which causes micro tears. They step on the pads with dirty, abrasive sneakers.
Ugh, true.
So if your upholstery tears in month 4, it's not because the stitching was defective at the factory. It is because it has endured an onslaught of biological and mechanical abuse.
Okay, that's actually completely fair. I hadn't thought about the chemical breakdown from sweat, but what about the mechanical side? Why do the guide rods get 5 years, but the bearings only get 1 year? They're both just metal parts moving against each other.
It comes down to the physics of friction and load-bearing stress.
Okay.
So a guide rod is the vertical steel pole that the weight stack slides up and down on. Yes, there is friction, but it's a linear sliding friction, usually mitigated by a lubricant. The physical stress distributed across a long steel rod is relatively low.
Right, it's just guiding the weight.
Exactly. A bearing, however, is a small, enclosed mechanism filled with tiny steel balls designed to handle rotational load. When a user loads 500 pounds onto a leg press and accelerates that weight, the sheer compressive force focused onto those tiny bearings is immense.
Oh, wow.
Bearings are designed to take the brunt of the kinetic energy so the frame doesn't have to. They are sacrificial components by design. So 1 year is a very realistic timeline for replacing a bearing in a heavy-use facility.
That makes total sense. Now, there are a couple of other crucial details in the strength section of the 2026 document that listeners need to know. First, if you buy what they call a Class A or B strength product, it is sold with absolutely no warranty coverage, none. You are entirely on your own.
Right.
Wait, what exactly designates a machine as Class A or B?
Generally, that classification applies to refurbished, demo, or deeply discounted secondary market items sold directly by the manufacturer or authorized dealers.
Ah, got it. So if I'm a listener outfitting my garage gym, And I see a heavily discounted commercial life fitness machine pop up online, and the seller says it's a Class A model. This document is a massive warning sign.
A huge warning sign.
I am basically trading the safety net for a lower upfront cost. If the bearing snaps on day 2, I am paying for it myself.
Correct. You're assuming 100% of the mechanical risk.
Good to know. And the second detail, and I absolutely love this historical note. If you happen to track down a Pro Series 9000 strength unit that was shipped prior to 1996,
Oh, yes.
the document states that the frame actually has a lifetime warranty.
That is a wonderful artifact hidden in the fine print, and it shows you exactly how the fitness industry has evolved over the last 30 years.
How so? Because 1996 seems like a really specific cutoff.
Well, prior to 1996, the commercial fitness landscape was vastly different. Gyms were smaller, the sheer volume of users was lower, and the culture of extreme heavy lifting was just less mainstream. The stress put on a commercial frame in 1993 was a fraction of what it is today.
Yeah, people weren't doing synchronized heavy drops on multi-jungle cable machines back then.
No, they weren't. As the industry exploded and fitness became a massive global enterprise, usage rates skyrocketed.
Yeah.
Manufacturers had to radically adjust their actuarial tables.
Right, because their equipment was getting destroyed faster.
Exactly. They couldn't offer lifetime commercial frame warranties anymore because the definition of a machine's lifetime under modern gym conditions changed dramatically. The humans using the machines evolved, so the warranties had to shrink to protect the company.
They realized we were just getting too strong and too relentless.
Precisely. The data caught up with the marketing.
Wow. So what does this all mean? We've looked deeply at these two massive documents valid as of April 2026. If we synthesize everything, we have Concept 2 offering this uniform, time-tested trust across a very focused line of devices.
2 and 5 years.
Right. Simple, broad, and built on the mechanical reliance of an air flywheel. And on the other hand, you have Life Fitness offering a highly tailored, meticulously risk-adjusted matrix based on the exact usage environment, the exact component, the physics of water versus iron, and whether or not your gym charges its members a monthly fee.
It is the ultimate tale of two business models. One scales through mechanical simplicity and the other scales through hyper-precise categorization.
Yeah.
But if we pull back and look at all of this, especially that detail about the Symbio home treadmill getting a lifetime frame warranty while the commercial equivalent only gets 7 years,
Yeah.
at least this was something really profound to consider about consumer psychology.
What's that?
When a company offers a lifetime warranty on a home treadmill, but only 7 years for the exact same steel in a commercial gym, it begs the question, is a consumer warranty actually a measure of a machine's physical lifespan? Or is it just a financial calculation of human behavior? Does a longer consumer warranty mean you're getting an indestructible machine? Or is it just a manufacturer betting that, statistically, your New Year's resolution will fail?
Oh, that is dark.
They are betting that you will stop using the machine and let it gather dust in your basement long before it ever has a chance to break.
Oof. The truth serum strikes again. It turns out that diagnostic X-ray we talked about at the beginning, it's not just scanning the machine for mechanical weaknesses, it's scanning our habits too.
Yep.
That is a brilliant place to leave it. Thank you for diving into the fine print with me. And to our listeners, next time you stare at a spec sheet, remember to check the math behind the promise. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.